We have got a massive Sunday night football game this week. It is a must-win scenario for the Bengals, sitting at 1-4. Bright lights in New Jersey, not New York. We're going to preview the game. We're going to talk about how these offenses and defense match up, what the Bengals can do, where can they exploit this Giants team to get a much-needed win. That and more coming up next on Cincy Unfiltered.
You boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed, beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincinnati Unfiltered show. Let's go. My boys are ready to go. My boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed, beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincinnati Unfiltered show. Let's go. My boys are ready to go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the inaugural pre-recorded game preview Cincy Unfiltered show, man. How are we doing tonight, Drew?
Good. Thursday night recording. Got Thursday night football on. The Seahawks are getting the shit kicked out of them. So first one, I didn't get to do it last week. Everybody knows why. Excited to bring this to our YouTube subscribers only. I guess not only subscribers. If you find this, you can watch it. But we encourage you to subscribe. That way you can get a notification when these do come out. Easier to do it this way with our schedule. Ron has 27 children. I have a child with the fight of 27 children all in one tiny body. So good idea to sit down, record this, without having to try to do it in a time frame that works for people to view live. But we do have some ideas on how you will be able to watch this live in the forward that we'll share down the line. So big one coming up Sunday night, dude. Massive game Sunday night. How are you feeling about Bengals Giants?
It's very odd. Because it's not, I'm slapping the must-win label on this game. It's not like a must-win, like we fought hard all season. We're here, we have to win this to get the 1 seed or something crazy like that. I mean, just put it out there. We're 1-4. We cannot go 1-5. I'm sorry. It must win against a Daniel Jones-led New York Football Giant football team.
1-5 with a loss to Daniel Jones in front of the entire nation. How miserable is that going to make your Twitter mentions? Ugh, I can't stomach it, dude. I can't even imagine how much that's going to suck. And I plan to celebrate Sunday night with garage beer. Ice cold, crisp, refreshing, gold tops for champions. And that's who this show is presented by. Let's get the
That's a very good snap.
I
failed.
I was dialed in.
I failed. I don't have one in front of me. I failed. I got down here too late. But guys, ice, cold, crisp, garage beer. It comes in their regular beer flavored beer and the ever so sweet and awesome lime flavors. Go get it at your local store. I know you bring this up when we talk about them. I mean, you go on their website. You got a beer finder?
Beer finder. drinkgaragebeer.com. Go to Beer Finder, enter your zip code. You'll find stores that sell it, gas stations that sell it, bars that sell it. You'll have anywhere you can go, and it'll even tell you which one they have. Some stores only have regular, so they'll tell you if they only have regular or if they have both regular and lime. Couple drive-thrus in the Miamisburg area where I live. B&B, Boo and Brews, or I think is what it's called, something like that. I don't know. It's by Home Depot. Check it out. They got the beer. Railroad Express here in Miamisburg has it. So drinkgaragebeer.com. Go to the Beer Finder, enter your zip code, find out where to get this delicious, crisp, refreshing beer-flavored beer.
We're a football show. We're not like a nerd show or anything like that. But like, if I could have any superpower, I wouldn't choose to fly. I wouldn't choose to teleport or have super strength. I would choose to be able to have a internal garage beer finder implanted in my brain, so I could just know where it is at all times. Yeah, at all times. I pass the Kroger, beep, 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 garage beer. Right there, every single time. That would be my superpower. But hey, like I said, we're not a nerd show. I do have these helmets behind me, but we got a football game to talk about. We got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to New Jersey, New York. I don't really give a shit where this team is at. We're gonna go in there. Yeah, we're going to go in there. We're going to show them what Bengals football is all about, and we're going to talk about that today. Where do you want to go first with this?
So I've got some graphics built up. Let's take a look at how these teams stack up against each other. That's a burp. That is a
God bless you.
beer burp that just hit me. So let's take a look at how these teams stack up. We'll start with the offense. When you look at some of the numbers here, the Bengals average 359 yards of total offense per game. They've scored 16 touchdowns this year. If you look at the Giants, led by Danny Dimes, as they call him, 321 yards a game. They've only scored 9 touchdowns. They had that game with the Commander where they just kicked a hell of a lot of field goals. Offensively, we know the Bengals have been clicking. They put up 38 points last week. They went gun to gun, putting up points against the Carolina Panthers. So the offense is hitting the stride. Joe Burrow balling out of control. Jamar Chase looks unstoppable. T. Higgins, best wide receiver 2, maybe in the entire NFL. So the offense is doing its part, and I just don't see, unless we don't see any improvement from the defense. But I mean, this is an offense that's far, far different than the Baltimore Ravens offense we just went through. Like, let's not get it confused. The Baltimore Ravens offense is very, very good. They can run the ball. Lamar's making hell of a throw. So we're looking at a different animal here. And this is something where I think that, looking at their offensive output, they've only scored 9 touchdowns through 5 games. I look for this to be maybe a get-right game for the Bengals defense.
Yeah, I don't know how many get-right games we're going to need, but let's put that label on this as well. I mean, we're looking at Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones. I don't respect Daniel Jones. I think he's a cool guy, maybe a little weird, but I don't respect him. No. I'm sorry.
I think he's probably a dick.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They've got obviously Nabers and the young gun. Who else are we looking at? Robbins, and then Mr. 3 names, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, and their wide receiver core. Nabers dealing with some concussion protocol, out partying. Who knows? Is he concussed? Is he not? Who knows?
Say out partying?
Yeah, he was out at a concert or something like that while he's in concussion protocol. They're giving him shit about it. Singletary back there as their RB1 there, a little slippery maybe, but hopefully this defense can hold them. The good news, I think, is when you look at these offenses, is our offense is absolutely electric right now. I mean, just a machine gun of passes and yards flying out of Joe Burrow's hands. And we've got the 2 best 1-2 punch wide receiver combination in the league in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And then now Mr. Princeton himself making some glorious catches there, and tight ends getting in the mix, man. Our offense is going to outgun their offense. I don't think they can outgun our offense. Our offense is just that damn good. It just depends on who shows up. I think who's going to get 2 touchdowns. Is it going to be T again? Is Jamar going to go off, or are we going to see Yoshi pull some spectacular catches like he was already doing? I don't fear the Giants offense. That being said, we'll get into the defensive discussion. And I think our offense is going to roll. They're on a roll. They're going to keep rolling.
I fear everybody's offense right now with the way this defense is playing. There's not an offense in the league that doesn't worry me a little bit, because it's been that bad. Obviously, Dax Hill is out. Mike Hilton back at practice Wednesday and Thursday, so that is good news for him. He looks like he will be back on the field on Sunday, which is good, because you got the DJ Turner outside probably, and then you can get the savvy vet Hilton back in the slot. We've got the injury report. We'll go over that later as well. So offensively, should be good. Some injuries on the Giants defense that we'll get into in a little bit that I think help the Bengals case on offense. But I just think that this should be a game where this offense should be able to do whatever it wants, side by side. 16 touchdowns for the Bengals, 9 for the Giants through 5 games. So I just feel like one team puts the ball in the end zone almost twice as much as the other team does. So I think offensively we should be good. Now we can get into a little bit more of a detailed look at how these teams stack up when we go into the passing offense comparison. You can look at the passing offense. Obviously, 263 yards a game is what the Bengals average, 12 touchdown passes throughout the season. And then you look over at the Giants with the guy that looks like a knockoff Eli Manning from a Lifetime movie. He has 218 yards and 6 touchdowns. So I don't think there's any question who's winning the quarterback battle in this matchup.
No, absolutely not. Joe Burrow is playing MVP caliber football right now. Unfortunately, we just are having the season we're having, right? If we're 500 or even have 3 wins in this column, 4 wins in this column. It's the MVP discussion around Joe Burrow is white hot, and that's everybody's guy. You know what I mean? It's not just Kay Adams who loves the Bengals. We're talking about guys out there that crap on us constantly. Wouldn't be able to crap on Joe Burrow like they are right now. He's playing at an electric level. Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones. You said it before the show started. White boy can run. You know what I mean? It just he can get out there and run. I think if we can contain that, we're totally fine. This is not Lamar Jackson. I'm not trying to say Daniel Jones is going to get out there and run 80 yards on us. But quarterback battle goes to Joe Burrow 100 out of 100 times in this scenario.
And I also don't like – what happened?
You were drinking the beer, and I cut.
Oh, I'm going to keep drinking the beer.
Oh, yeah, keep going.
The folks can wait for the sip to go down before I make
I agree.
I'm tired of people calling Daniel Jones Vanilla Vic, and I just want to get this out there because I feel like I called Ryan Finley Vanilla Vic in December of 2020 when he beat Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football. Didn't have a following then, really. I was pretty new to the Twitter app. I've always had it, but I wasn't using it, so I didn't. Pretty low, a lot lower following than I have now, and I feel like it didn't catch on. That's not Vanilla Vic. I coined Ryan Finley Vanilla Vic almost 4 years ago when he had the big old dub that started the trajectory of the Bengals going up. So I just wanted to put that out there a little bit.
You got to copyright. Can you copyright nicknames? I don't know. You got to copyright that shit.
Somebody's probably already done it by now. Really a missed opportunity by me.
Yes.
That's back. Like I used to go Facebook Live for like Facebook. I don't even have Facebook anymore, but I used to go Facebook Live.
55 years old.
Days. I tried to keep it, but it's a shit site. So I think that you do have to watch Jones running. He's going to give you more of a run threat than Burrow's going to give to the Giants defense. But I mean, if you told me I have to pick this game, the winner based off who's playing quarterback, I'm going with Joe Burrow 100 times out of 100. I personally think Daniel Jones stinks. He only got drafted as high as he did because he knew the Manning family, and there's some weird like pseudo nepotism going on with him because he hung out at Manning's football camps or whatever. I don't give a shit.
I don't think I knew that. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, he was pretty tight with the Manning family. So we can go ahead and get into the rushing offensive stats here and take a look at how each one of these teams is running the ball. You got Chase Brown and Zach Moss holding it down for the Bengals. They average 96 yards a game. They have 6 rushing touchdowns on the year. Devin Singletary is going to be the bell cow back for the Giants. But you got to watch out for Danny Dimes because he will scoot off and run that thing. He's got over 100 rushing yards himself so far this year. They average 103 a game and 2 touchdowns. And to tie that in, here's how you can tell who should have the rushing advantage, because we're going to pivot over to the rushing defensive numbers that they give up now. You look at they allow 115 yards a game. They've only given up 1 rushing touchdown, though. It was something I thought was very, very interesting. They are number 1 in touchdowns given up on the ground, if I remember right. You can fact check me if you want. I looked all this shit up hours ago. And then the Bengals average giving up 151 rushing yards a game. Yikes. And they've given up 6 touchdowns. So when I see those numbers, I think, okay, the Bengals should be able to have a decent day running the ball. But when you get down in the red zone, the Giants are going to nut up, and Big 97 there, Dexter Lawrence, is probably going to cause some problems in the middle.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Moss and Brown running right and left this game. Lawrence is a problem in the middle. The guy can flat out. I mean, he's a nose tackle and he can rush. So like he's a hell of an athlete, a hell of a football player there in the middle. So I think we're going right and left here. We'll probably go at him a couple times, but I think we'll realize real quick, okay, run at a brick wall, you're going to run into a brick wall.
That's good.
Danny Dimes, like him going out there and trying to rush. I guess he can squirt out there. We both alluded to it, but I mean, take last week's game where we were having trouble with Lamar. If we were playing the Giants last week, we sack them 4 or 5 times and we win that game 38-14. Like it's just, I think the defense played very poorly But I also think that we were near Lamar Jackson a lot more than Lamar Jackson probably wanted us near him. Lamar Jackson just happens to be also a very good and incredible football player and can make spectacular stuff happen in motion. So our defense really just has to step up. I think God, who was it? Cam Taylor-Britt interview. They said, how's the defense going to look? Fire. He said, when we're out there, we just got to light a fire. And I totally agree. The defense has a lot to prove in the rushing game. 151. Sorry, guys. 151 rushing yards game is just inexcusable. That's such a gross average. They've got to sack up and they've got to hit this Giants offense hard.
Yeah, and there was a players-only meeting held by the Bengals defense yesterday. We're recording this on Thursday. It's going to premiere on Friday. So on Wednesday, a players-only meeting with the defense. Mike Hilton said it was based around just doing your own job, locking in, doing what you need to do as your individual assignment, and hopefully getting off the field and turnovers will come from that. He said that to a good friend of the show, Ben Baby, in the locker room. Did you see the new locker room kind of thing? Do you see Chase's interview that was done today? He's in the media center now.
I like it. As you guys all know, I have a never-ending crusade against all forms of traditional media. You can join that crusade. Just DM me, and we can come up with fun little crusade hate comments together. But I like that. I like the media out of the locker room. I know the media maybe wants to be in the locker room, but guess what? You're invading privacy, and if they want the privacy, they should have it. You can do your interviews at the podium like a normal freaking reporter. So imagine if at the White House the press was like interviewing the president in the bathroom while he's taking a piss, right? That's how I view it. Like, just get out of there. Let's just get out of there. I get you've been doing it for years, but people are talking about it. They don't want you in there. Get out of there. What the hell were we talking about? I get on this crusade and I just lose all trains of thought, man.
But it's a good point, though, because it's like, hey, I want to ask Jamar Chase about what he thinks of the game Sunday, but here's Alex Kappa's ass cheeks directly to the left.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh.
So, yeah, we were just talking about the players only meeting on the defense, though, and
that's
the
right.
defense.
Yeah.
You hear players only meeting. Yeah, you hear players only meeting, and some people start to panic. I actually think it's a great thing. Get the coaches out of here. These are the guys that strap it up and go between the white lines. Let's look at each other and say, what the fuck can we do to fix this? How the hell do we figure this shit out? I need to look at you man to man. I don't need somebody talking to me about the scheme or the way my hips are placed when I come out of my break, when I'm back. Fuck all that. What can I do for my teammate? What can my teammate tell me I can do to help him get right? We're the ones that strap it up. We're the ones that take the hits. What the hell can we do?
Unfortunately, it had to happen. Look, players only meetings happen when there's an issue, like flat out. That's when those occur. But we could be looking at a scenario where a players only meeting didn't happen, where the team is discombobulated and people are fighting in the locker room and mad and pointing fingers and nobody wants to talk and they just got to show up because it's work and play football, and they could all just be miserable. But no, they're coming together, they're holding each other accountable. And again, I smash that button every time we talk about it. This team holds each other accountable, and I love it. Burrow's out there holding himself accountable. Chase is out there holding himself accountable. The defense holding itself accountable by getting together in a players only meeting and saying, yo, we got to fix this shit. We're getting embarrassed, and I'm not a punk bitch. I'm a professional football player, and I'm going to kill people out on the field. We're going to do it together. Let's do it.
Figuratively kill them, not literally kill them. We do not condone murder here at CT Unfiltered.
Yeah, you're right. I guess whatever.
For legal reasons, gotta say it. We don't condone murder.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that is a good thing. And get into a little bit more of the comparison side of things. We already did the run defense. We can go to total defense, just overall. See a picture there of Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo and the Giants defensive coordinator, whose name I forget, but I did look it up when I was looking for the picture. The Bengals allow 365 yards a game and 17 touchdowns on the year. Not good. The Giants allow 316 yards per game and have given up 10 touchdowns overall. So they've given up 9 passing touchdowns, essentially, because they've only given up the 1 rushing. So when you look at it side by side, you say, okay, the Giants may have the better defense in this matchup. And to be completely honest with you, the Giants do have the better defense in this matchup. Just kind of the way that it goes.
It is. I still have faith that old Lou there is the mad scientist, and I think they'll get it together. And I think maybe this is a good game to do it. I 365 a game, 17 touchdowns. It's absolutely atrocious. Sorry. Terrible numbers. Hate it. Shane Bowen is their defensive coordinator there.
Shane Bowen, that's it. Yep.
Yeah. 316 yards a game, 10 touchdowns allowed. That's football, baby. You know, I think we have the ability to light them up. I really do. We already talked offense, but offense plays defense. So, hey, let's go. I think we have the ability to light this defense up, man. I don't – I keep saying I don't fear them and don't respect them. I do, but the Giants, to me, if we had a winning record, would be the game that I might be looking past. You know what I mean? One of those games, sort of like the Panthers, you look past. You don't want to. I know the players are not, but as a fan – no, it's Giants. We'll shit pump them, right? But like we said at the top of the hour here, our defense has to step up. They do. Those numbers suck. Luckily, this game we're playing Daniel Jones and Singletary, right? We're not playing Lamar Jackson and as maybe in the twilight or waning end of his career, Derrick Henry. They're still superstars, dude. Like the Ravens have superstars on their team. So this is a game where we can match up and I think really smash these guys. I just really have confidence. I think that the players only meeting, I think that the fact that, look, you're a man. I'm a man. I don't want my manhood questioned and challenged. Neither of these guys are warriors, dude. They go out there and they fist fight for 4 quarters, literally on the field, beat each other's bodies up. I mean, imagine getting your ass kicked and then the whole world getting to see it. That sucks. This defense, that sucks, dude, as a man. And I'm not trying to say women don't get embarrassed, so don't cancel us. But as a man, I'm sorry. I'm not letting that fly. I'm grabbing the guy next to me and saying, yo, you're going to do well, so I do well, so we don't look like punk asses. And I think this is the game where the defense can come out, play smash mouth football, and get right and build confidence so that we can go on this, 10-game winning streak we probably need at this point to be where the Bengals want to be.
Just show the nuts, you know?
Yeah.
And you're right, dude. It's a male pride thing, and I'm only speaking for men because I am a man. I can't speak for women on that. But today, new bed frame for my daughter shows up. I'm like, gonna put this thing together in 20 minutes, dude. It's easy work. You know, gotta put.
I'm not reading the instructions.
3. Yeah, she's only 3, so you got to put the rails on the side too, you know, so she doesn't roll out. And so I'm up there fighting with it. Bed frame goes together quick, easy money. Got this. Alpha male, Home Depot Dad of the Year, no free ads. And then it came time to put the rails on. I'm up there cussing and screaming. Here comes my wife. Hey, do you want some help? I don't need any fucking help. I can do this.
I got it.
So 20 minutes
100%.
later and several hundred cuss words later, I was like, hey, I think I might need help.
Yeah.
And we got it together. But yeah, it is these dudes lace them up every Sunday. They go out there and they fight. And there's pride that goes along with that. And like, there's no panic, it doesn't seem like. I mean, and if there is, they don't let it get to the outside world. But there is a certain amount of, maybe I need to pull my nuts out for this defense. Maybe I'm Logan Wilson and I got to just find that little extra gear. I'm Cam Taylor-Britt. I hear everybody chirping about me saying, you know, I'm having this terrible year, blah, blah, blah. But I know I'm a top end NFL cornerback when I'm there. I just got to find that extra gear and lock in. You know, maybe somebody said something that just lit a fire. Nobody needs to know about it. The media doesn't need to know what was discussed. The coaches don't need to know what was discussed. What can we do to get this shit right? And that's what you hope for. So, you are playing an offense, and when we get to we'll go ahead and get into the injury report. Now, this is recorded on Thursday night. This injury report is as of Thursday. When you look at a get-right game for the defense, and I take a look at the injury report, I see Malik Nabers hasn't practiced all week, still in concussion protocol. Head coach Brian Dable said it's going to be very difficult for him to play Sunday if he doesn't practice on Friday. So you're watching this on Friday. Take a look at the injury report when it comes out. See what's up with Malik Nabers, because if he is not out there, there's not very many weapons on the Giants offense that are going to scare anybody.
Yeah. I totally agree. got guys that are banged up, right? But these guys are playing, right? Outside of the guys that are clearly not playing, right? Obviously, Ben
No
Still's out.
Bengals were
Yeah,
no
nobody's.
Bengals were did not practice. Everybody was at the least at the most limited. So
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
should be
Just
good to go.
for everybody's for clarity's sake, like if you get seen for something, if you stub your toe and you go to the trainer, you got to be on the report. You know what I mean? So that's why these
Yeah.
lists are this long, right? But the Giants have some guys on there that legitimately might not play, and one being their star wide receiver. And I know Kayvon Thibodeau. I can never say that guy's name, Thibodeau. I hope I'm getting it right.
I think you got it.
Yeah, I know that he had wrist surgery or something. I don't.
He's week to week, so he's out.
Yeah, week to week, so he's out. So I mean, that's a stud that's out. This is a game we can truly take advantage of the other team's downfalls, right? It's just their pass rush might not be as effective. They might not have a Ferrari to throw to because, like, I mean, Malik Nabers is legit, dude. So it's a game where we can go out there and just take advantage of the other team's weaknesses. You know, you don't want guys injured, but if the other team has a stud that's not playing, press the gas in that area, man. Press the gas in that area and light them up.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you saw what the Malik Nabers was able to do to Cleveland's defense. He just torched them that whole first half.
Yeah.
He's when the Giants get him a functional quarterback, like if they mess around and land a Quinn Ewers or somebody in the draft, watch out for Malik Nabers.
Yeah.
But obviously, you don't want the guy to have concussions. You don't want the guy to be hurt.
For sure.
You know, I don't want any NFL player to get hurt. But like selfishly, as a fan, I'm like, if he doesn't play, that goes to our advantage. That helps us out. So like, it's not something where I'm going to cheer for it, obviously, but like, I'm also not going to hate the fact that I don't have to watch Malik Nabers run go balls on Sunday if he doesn't play.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just
the
rules of the game, right? So,
100%.
You look out for that. And then, Bengals injury report. Chase Brown did pop up with a quadricep injury today. So that's something to keep an eye on. He wasn't on the report Wednesday. He was limited, though, so he did practice. Burrow's on there. He's going to be on there all year because if anybody looks or touches his wrist, he has to be on the report. Yeah. Hilton back full practice Wednesday and Thursday.
That's huge.
DJ Ivey back from the torn ACL he suffered last year against the Vikings toward the end of the year, 2 full practices, so he's coming back. Mike Gesicki, skinnier version of you, did not practice Wednesday, was back limited on Thursday, so that's good. Chris Jenkins been seen for his thumb. He's good. Sheldon Rankins, though, I think he's going to play. I think we're going to finally get Sheldon Rankins back, and that's much needed help for the defensive line and much needed help for an interior pass rush, which is good. Mims, calf injury is what they're calling it. We all feared the worst last week. You and I both did from the stands. Turns out it was a calf injury or something of the sort. He was limited. Zach Taylor said he's sore, but he should be good.
I wanted to die when he went down. I was so terrified. Who else we got? Zach Moss.
And then we got Zach Moss with the foot injury. We also thought that might have been bad. He was limited. Zach said he should be all right. And then Osai limited with a shoulder injury, but nobody as a DNP on Thursday is a good sign. We'll get another look at an injury report tomorrow. It's going to be a walkthrough, so it's going to be a simulated injury report. What that means is the team puts it out and says, hey, we had a walkthrough, but if we would have practiced today, this is what their status would have been. Friday is kind of like the last final definitive look that you can get on somebody until they announce the inactives on Sunday. So they'll have a travel day on Saturday, I'm sure. So that is your injury report. That's as it stands as of this recording. Obviously, those things can change between now and game time, but that's just a little bit of something that you can look out for. Look at us, dude. Stats.
That was
numbers. Graphs.
Is that all that's all the like graphics we have, right?
That's all graphics I cooked up.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to you, dude, doing all these graphics. The show looks great. It looks way more professional than you and I actually are.
Big advantage to just ignoring my primary source of income all day and working on this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We said we were going to keep these at 30 minutes, so I think we close out with our score predictions, which hopefully eventually will have a wonderful, beautiful sponsor attached to it. I'm gonna go first here. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals go into New Jersey. What's their stadium? MetLife?
MetLife Stadium, no free
MetLife
ads.
Stadium. I think we go into MetLife Stadium, no free ads, and we light them up. I think we win this game 31-14.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Only
be a
giving
blowout.
up 14 points?
I truly think that this game, the defense is going to hit. They're going to taste that little rust, that blood in their mouth, and it's going to wake up an animal in this defense. And I think they're going to get it together this game. I really think this is it.
Does blood taste like rust?
Yeah.
Can you legally
does to
disclose
me.
how you know that? Never mind.
My own blood.
But 14 points. Nobody makes me my own blood.
Nobody.
14 points. That means, are you seeing turnovers? Or are you just seeing their punter getting a lot of work? The Bengals defense is just strapping up.
I'm seeing a completely zooted, booted, strapped up defense making stops. No more of this. I mean, third down has been one of our number one enemies this season. I'm seeing none of the third down issues. I'm seeing the Giants having to punt. I'm seeing at least one interception. I'm seeing Danny Dimes dropping the ball on a Sheldon Rankins sack. And I really think we're holding them to minimal points, and Joe Burrow in the offense is just going to continue to light the fucking scoreboard up.
I love it. You fired me up. I needed
go.
that. You can find all the odds on what you're going to gamble on the game as of Thursday going across the bottom. Those are BetJack odds, some of the best alternate lines in the game. Definitely download Ohio's Sportsbook. But I'm not as confident as you.
Okay.
I think the
Fair
Bengals will
enough.
win. I do think the Bengals will win. But I have to see it from this defense.
Fair.
I've tried to convince myself for 5 weeks now that this is going to be the week that they get it right. This is going to be the week that they figure it out. They really didn't figure it all all that much against the Panthers. They just got a couple key holds. Not as confident. I'm confident that the Bengals will win. I think the Bengals are getting ready to get on a hot streak. I'm going to tell you this. We've got 4 games coming up against teams with offensive struggles. You've got the Giants here. You go to Cleveland, who they just can't figure anything out. And then you come back home, Philly, they're having their own struggles. And then you have the Raiders at home, so coming from the West Coast out here. So you have 4 struggling offenses. The Raiders just benched their quarterback for Aiden O'Connell. Yeah. So Farva. You have Fat Farva. You have 4 struggling offenses on your schedule. Your offense is going nuclear right now. Your offense is hot. So how many of these teams are truly still going to be able to keep up with the Bengals? But what we're doing when we do that is we're putting our faith, hope, and trust in everything on this Bengals offense going right. And sometimes that's not the way it goes. But all those years, count on the defense to make the big play, bend but don't break, get the turnover, get the red zone stop. Now we're relying on the offense to go ahead and not settle for the field goal in the red zone and go get a touchdown. So the pressure roles have reversed. I'm not as confident as you. My official score prediction for Sunday Night Football, I've got the Bengals winning the game, but I've got them winning at 34-27. I think it's a little bit closer than maybe we would like. But I see 34-27, a couple McPherson field goals. But we are going to put the ball in the end zone. I just still think that the defense is going to struggle to keep them out of it, and they never really put New York away. They had chance after chance after chance to put Baltimore away last week. So maybe this is a worse offense, and they can capitalize that and do just that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to believe it till I see it, so I got the Giants getting 27.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's still a win. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
That's all that matters, baby.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Before we end the show, shout out Cincy Hat for the new hat. I will not be bouncing a beer can off of this thing because it's too crisp. It's too clean. And I love it too much. So we got to take the hat off. We're going to finish this thing off. I'm going to crush the rest of this beer. I'm going to say hooday. And that's going to be it. Now you are ready for Sunday Night Football because we just gave you expert, in-depth, super smart analysis.
Yep.
Or whatever the fuck you call what we just did.
We love it, guys. Again, dude, see us every Friday. We'll release it late morning, maybe afternoon. It's going to be our pre-recorded game preview. And I'm putting
the pressure on myself.
Yeah,
10 a.m. This son bitch is going to be on by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I'm putting the pressure on myself.
You better get to work, son. And I'm going to leave you guys. with a hooday. Let's go.
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered Show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered Show. Let's go.